Ladies and gentlemen, everybody wants success, but nobody wants to wait for it. We live in a world obsessed with speed, with viral wins, fast money, and overnight fame. But what if I told you the real power lies not in speed, but in patience? What if the secret to unstoppable success isn't hacking the system, but building the right team, staying consistent, and choosing to play long-term games with long-term people? If you're tired of starting over, tired of being around people who give up, and ready to go all in on your dreams, then you need to hear this. This isn't just a motivational speech. This is a wake-up call. Watch till the end, because your future depends on who you build it with and how long you're willing to play. The power of long-term vision. Success isn't about how fast you can go. It's about how far you can last. In this first hour, let's destroy the myth of overnight success. Let's talk about what truly separates the great from the average. Vision. Long-term players don't just see today. They see 5 years down the road. They plan, they plant, and they water. Every single day. No shortcuts. The reason most people never achieve greatness is because they play short-term games with people who quit at the first sign of discomfort. But if you want to become elite, you have to zoom out. You have to ask yourself, am I building something that will last? Or am I chasing temporary wins that vanish tomorrow? When you chase quick results, you compromise long-term growth. You settle. But long-term thinkers, they sacrifice now to win big later. They delay gratification. They build brick by brick, even when no one is clapping, even when no one believes. Keywords: long-term success, delayed gratification, visionary mindset, consistency, true growth, discipline over time, strategic planning, sustainable achievement, elite mindset. If you want to win long-term, start thinking long-term. Stop trying to impress the world. Maybe start building the world you want to live in. Surround yourself with long-term people, or get dragged down by the wrong ones. If you're trying to play long game with people who think in short sprints, you're going to lose every time. This hour is about who you build with, because no matter how strong your drive is, if your circle is full of quitters, complainers, and comfort seekers, they will pull you down. You can't climb the mountain with people who are addicted to the valley. You can't run a marathon with people who stop at mile 1.
Uh,
Your environment matters more than you think. You are the average of the people you consistently surround yourself with. So, if your crew makes excuses, you'll make excuses. But if your circle is full of grinders, visionaries, and builders, you'll rise to that standard without even realizing it. Long-term, people are different. They don't chase hype. They build habits. They don't care about attention. They care about impact. They show up when they don't feel like it. They commit when it's boring. They stay when it's hard. And they hold you accountable, not because they're judging you, but because they believe in the standard. Ask yourself right now, what are the people around you playing to win 10 years from now? Or are they just playing to survive this weekend? Because if you're serious about greatness, you've got to level up your circle. You've got to find people who are obsessed with growth, people who are disciplined, people who are building something bigger than themselves. And if you don't have those people around you yet, become one. The right people will find you. Keywords: long-term relationships, mindset circle, peer influence, accountability partners, success team, winning environment, grind culture, growth-driven friends, powerful network, supportive community. Don't just chase your dream. Build it with warriors who won't quit on theirs. The power of patience. Why long-term thinking beats short-term wins. Let's make something clear. Anyone can win once. Flash-in-the-pan success is everywhere. But real greatness, that's reserved for the ones who grind. Quietly, relentlessly, and patiently. The people who aren't chasing a pause, they're chasing impact. Not just for this week, but for years to come. This hour is about building patience, consistency, and long-term strategy. And why it's the key to separating the real winners from the loud quitters. Most people want fast results, fast money, fast validation. But the truth? Fast never lasts. What comes quickly often disappears just as fast. You don't need hype. You need habits. You don't need overnight success. You need unstoppable consistency. Long-term players don't get distracted by the scoreboard at halftime. They're locked in on the whole game. They're not here for the dopamine hit. They're here to dominate the decade. They're patient enough to get good. Patient enough to get great. Patient enough to outlast everyone who's faking it. Here's the truth that hurts. If you don't master patience, your emotions will break you. If you don't commit to the long term, you'll keep restarting every year. And if you keep restarting, you'll never build anything that lasts. The people who play long-term games understand that progress is slow, but it's real. Every rep, every sacrifice, every late night and early morning is compounding. Not on the outside, but on the inside. You don't see the results right away, but you're becoming someone different, someone stronger, someone unshakable. So, stop obsessing over the next 30 days. Start building for the next 30 years. Start building for the next 30 years. That's how you win. That's how you outlast. That's how you own the game. Stop switching lanes, stay the course, and outlast the noise. Let's get real. Most people fail because they keep switching lanes. 1 minute they're chasing business, next minute they're chasing trends. 1 week it's this idea, the next week it's something completely different. That's not ambition, that's distraction dressed up as hustle. You will never win long term if you keep resetting your progress every 6 months. You cannot outwork someone who is laser focused. And you certainly can't outlast someone who's committed to one lane and going deep, not wide. Let's break it down. Long-term success is about mastery, and mastery requires repetition. It requires discomfort. It requires you to get so bored with the basics that you start loving the grind. While others are chasing new, you're building great. You need to stop trying to impress people with how many things you can start. Impress them with how long you can stay committed. That's rare. That's discipline. That's unshakable clarity. Success isn't about doing 100 things kinda well. It's about doing one thing relentlessly well.
for years, until you become undeniable, until no one can compete. Because while they were playing short-term games, you were building legacy. The greatest in any field didn't jump around. They planted roots. They chose the long game. They chose depth. They chose delayed wins for permanent results. And here's the truth. The world rewards finishers.
It does not reward dabblers. If you want people to believe in you, start by believing in one path long enough to become dangerous at it. Keywords: focus, discipline, mastery, long-term thinking, lane commitment, legacy mindset, consistency, success habits, elite mindset, undivided attention. Don't complain about your progress if you're the one constantly changing direction. Stay in your lane. Build your momentum. Keep your focus locked in like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Build with builders, not talkers. Let's be brutally honest. You are wasting time with people who only talk a big game. They say they're about the vision. They say they want the future. But when it's time to build, they vanish. When it's time to sacrifice, they fold. When it's time to stay consistent for years, they quit. Play long-term games with long-term people. That means aligning with those who actually show up every day, not just when it's trending or convenient. People who build in silence, who don't care about the spotlight because they're focused on the outcome. They're in it for legacy, not likes. Here's the truth most won't say out loud. If you stay around short-term thinkers, you'll start thinking short-term too. If you spend time with people who give up when it gets hard, you'll normalize quitting. If you keep hanging with people who celebrate mediocrity, you'll settle. You need to be around builders, people who grind with intention, who are planning 10 years ahead, not 10 minutes, who invest now so they can harvest later, who don't get distracted by every trend because they're building empires, not chasing a pause. Success isn't luck, it's environment, it's influence, it's energy. So ask yourself this: are the people in your circle pushing you forward or pulling you back? Do they talk results or do they live them? You don't need hype men. You need partners. You need people who will show up for the late nights, the early mornings, the years when no one claps. Because those are the years that make you great. And those are the people who deserve a seat at your table. If this message lit a fire inside you, don't just nod your head. Clean your circle, upgrade your environment, and share this with one person who needs to hear it. The real ones will build with you. Let's lock in for the final push, the legacy hour. Ready? Let's go. Legacy takes time, but it lasts forever. Let this sink in. The fast game dies fast, but the long game builds forever. Everybody wants it now. The money now, the fame now. But what they get now, they lose just as quickly. Because they played for speed, not substance. They chased applause, not alignment. They went wide, but they never went deep. You're not here for the fast game. You're here for the forever game. This hour is not about motivation. This hour is about commitment. It's about identity. Who are you when nobody's watching? Who are you when results are slow? Who are you when the world says quit? Because that's where the long game is played, in the shadows. It's the nights you stay up learning when others are partying. It's the years you invest in your craft when nobody's clapping. It's the discipline to plant seeds today you won't harvest for a decade. That's the price of greatness, and most people won't pay it. They want what legacy earns, but they only give what laziness allows. So here's the challenge. Keep building. Keep investing. Keep showing up. Not for applause.
Not for attention, but because you are playing a bigger game than the rest. And when you look back 10 years from now, the ones who played for the short term, forgotten. The ones who built for legacy, they'll still be standing. Still building. Still winning. Don't lower your standards for short-term praise. Don't shrink your vision to match small minds. Don't waste your time explaining your mission to people who quit on theirs. You are not here to fit in. You are here to rise up. You are not here for a season. You are here for a legacy. You are not just chasing success. You are building something time can't erase. Play long-term games with long-term people, and you'll build something that outlives you.
If this speech lit a fire in your soul, don't let it stop when the video ends. Comment below. I'm playing the long game. Share this video with the people you're building with. Subscribe for more relentless energy, because we're not done, not even close. This is the power path.
This is your movement. Let's build legacy together.